Hey guys and welcome to Farm Simulator 2017 on Thornton Farm. So we are still revisiting Thornton Farm, as you can see. Now we're here with the John Deeres. We've got the 8000 series, right here, by Tech Modern, and the 9000 by KNR or KMR, something like that. I forget their name every time. Sorry guys, if you happen to be watching. So you can kind of see the resemblance of these machines. I think the interior come from this tractor looking at it. A big portion of it did anyway. And then you blip into this. Definitely some inspiration come from that tractor. So we're going to get this on the plough. We're also going to get it going on courseplay to see what the tractor's like with courseplay. As I told you, I'm kind of liking this tractor right now, so we are going to be using it a fair bit on maps where you can get away with using them. Thornton Farm, I'll let you guys into a little secret. I always had something planned on this map where I was going to bring in the old Steiger and use the old Steiger on this map. That's out there, the one Mad Fox did, and it just never happened. It never got around to doing it. That's one of the reasons why that tractor I'm going to have on West Coast. It suits the map. Now, I'm kind of in a limbo because we will be using the RX heavily on that map as well. My question is, will this tractor really fit on West Coast? I don't know, because the fields on West Coast, that may take you guys by surprise, aren't actually that big. There's very few fields that are huge. I may end up buying a few fields to begin with that are massive just so I can use this beast. Alright, so let's generate the course and we shall be right back. And hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button. Alrighty, we have it all set up. Didn't take too long. It was a fairly basic course we had it going on. So drive, nearest waypoint, drive course. And let's see how it handles. Now, I'm kind of curious how it will work. I've got a feeling it may act a little funky down at the headland turns, so we'll jump in the 8 here and check that out. And see how it does. Now, today's video is predominantly going to be dealing with the animals, I think. They're probably going to need feeding. So I'm going to keep a sort of go check them out, feed the cows, probably muck the cows out because I did fast forward 24 hours. We are not running seasons on this map. As I said previously, we're going to be removing it. We have now removed it. So we'll just go wide here to watch what goes on. Seems to be making the turn okay. Kind of glad I did give it all that room for headland passes. Here's going to be the issue. I think we're going to lose the tractor in there, to be quite honest. Should cut in, drop the plough. Yep. Seemed like I did a good job there. Fundamentally, this should be no different from the quad track. Got to pay attention to that. What's going on there? Is there an offset that we need to have a look at? I did notice it was kind of off a little bit. There we go. I don't get, some stuff has offsets, I really don't understand why. Okay, back to this. We'll put this down in the yard, give it a wash. One thing I have noticed, the tractors really don't kick up the mud. The quad track didn't, well, the quad track, the RX didn't anyway. We need to take those bales to get them sold. We bought back the plough. It was actually kind of funny. We bought it back on the RX, as the modded plough that we did have on this map doesn't really go too well. Alright, we'll go over here. This is the 20D, basically the 220, but the industrial version. Oh, that's right, I actually need to bring it into the workshop to fix this. So without using seasons anymore, the bulldozer you see there, we will be saying goodbye to it. There's no sense having a bulldozer on the map when I'm not using seasons. Customize, road ties, pick a pitch, EU style. We'll do EU, it may sort itself out. It seems like basically the main issue is the 220, or the 240, sorry, has the bar that goes across the 3-point. It puts in a drawbar there, and this doesn't seem to have it, but it has it modelled. Ah, there we go. That's better. I'm happy with that. That's actually the proper height now too. Sweet, that worked. Alright, where we are going is up to the pig food mixer. As you guys can see there, we have our pigs. Happy to have them on the farm. And get that filled and them fed. Power! I do like these little massies. Fix the horsepower on them, and they do okay. Alright, you guys can see the pig food mixer is completely filled. And last time it took a full trailer, so it does look like we actually need to fill that back up with stuff. But hopefully we'll get a full trailer from that. We'll just leave that be because it does take a little while to fill. So we are completely out of potatoes. We have water. So that shouldn't actually take too long to go sort out. In that case, we'll jump into this bad boy. And go fill the pig station back up. Got the telehandler just over there. Actually has a little bit of wheat left in it apparently. So little it's not actually showing. So we'll tip that and go fill up this trailer. This moment in time I could really do with the conveyor belts on the farm, but I'm not going to worry about them. They're more hassle than they're worth at times. There's our potato storage right there. And we got sugar beets left there as well. We could use both on the pig feed mixer. It does take both now. Before it only takes potatoes. Yeah, should have guessed I'd pump that. So we'll park this here. Like I said, this episode is not really going to be featured too much of the RX. Yes, it's a thing, it's there, but... Oh, that's filled. So it didn't actually make a whole lot. But we are going to be working the animals. Now this is kind of a taste of what I want to do on West Coast. Right at the very beginning, I want to have the animals, I want to have stuff in the ground to work the... sort of feed the animals and harvest and get them going. So, when I get it, we could be doing live streams to prepare for it, I don't know. As most of you know, I have West Coast, but it's a version where... It's an early version, we're not allowed to do any content on it, which, yeah, I'm cool with. But we don't have the version yet that's going to be released. That's in here. There we go. Now this will probably feed them for 6 days right here. I was going to take all of it? Sweet. Now they must be right on the cusp of having enough food for 6 days. And this we'll just park around and put it back in the shed over here. Like so. There's the bale wrapper. Haven't used a square bale wrapper for a while. Now the Optima's out, I kind of just tend to think about it. There we go. That's plowing quite nicely, and it's obviously got enough headroom where the water is, and that will be the dying time when you see that flash up going. RX is slipping, and that's when I facepalm very hard, and I have to reset the tractor. So we only need around 10,000 litres of beets in the trailer. So I could technically be using Dave's one, Rainbow Dave, what he said recently, drop the beet. But that's not original, he's already used it. One thing I'm not a fan of is the cameras they put on these implements. Very few times I actually go, you know what, I want a camera on this. So unfortunately this does take a little while to do. Kind of why I like using the conveyor belts. And the inevitable happens, I always tend to spill some. Sucks because it's a case of 2 trips and multiple unloads. I have to unload it, well, load it down here and load it up the top there. That's why I'm thinking that I will probably use conveyor belt systems for this, and possibly have a separate area for sugar beet and whatnot storage. As I've said before, I don't think West Coast has any placeable areas which is set aside for that. Which doesn't surprise me, judging sort of if you think when the map was made, initially designed, that wasn't even a thing. But having placeable areas, I think, on maps is something more modders need to look into. Even if it's just for this giant stuff they've got in the game, the sheds and stuff like that. So we can put in our own sort of, or if you like, almost design our own yard. Would be amazing. So as much as I wouldn't want to do it on West Coast, I may end up seeing if I can put a placeable yard in, or doing something along those lines for the pig food mixer, stuff like that, so I can have sugar beets and everything all down there. And that can be my sole sort of factory kind of scripty thing I do. We will see what we shall do. That's not even a full load we've got there. I got asked on a live stream, what's my favourite telehandler? Honestly, I don't have one. And how much potatoes did we lose that side? Oh, none, sweet. And I use the Manitou pretty much just out of the fact of it's the only good telehandler we have in game. And the JCB one, I hate the fact that thing is articulated. I think it's a very disappointment that JCB never, or Giants never included the telehandler. Telehandler, geez, the Lodal JCB. I think everyone was expecting that, having such a fantastic DLC, and then have that missing. Okay, the trailer's filling up. Yep, that edge is filling up there too. Interesting. Yeah, having a great DLC in the JCB pack and not having the Lodal, which is probably the widely most used telehandler on British farms, and I'd probably say maybe even the stuff over in Europe as well, where they use telehandlers a lot. You think of farms and using a telehandler, then it's usually a JCB Lodal, to be quite honest. Seems very shocking why they didn't put that in. So today, it's been a productive day for me. I've already recorded 1 episode. It's kind of got later in the afternoon now. Come up on 20 to 3. And that's purely because the girlfriend Jess, she was going out. Did the shaders just drop on that trailer? First time I've seen that. Her friend's going to be getting married next year, I think, at some point. I can't remember. And she's helping her sort of organise that. Ah, sweet. That is working perfectly. So she's off with that, and of course I didn't want to be recording the video when she was going to leave, so I could say goodbye and whatnot. Just run up our potatoes. It's all good. So... say goodbye and then I can go record. Now, I'm going to try something. If it doesn't flag up with it, I'm not going to do it. And that is to see if I can unload on the ground and it will load automatically into it. If I can do that and also load in from the top, I wonder if that's even a thing. Maybe I can manipulate the triggers to make it do that. Because that will save so much time when I'm not recording and setting up for some stuff. Because as much as I'm quite sort of open what I do and what I don't do in Farm Sim, I very rarely set anything up purposely to do a video. The RX today was the only thing I did on both recordings I've done so far. But getting something like this going and filled up and stuff like that, yeah, it's something I do. And even in a live stream. Like, my live streams mainly consist of stuff that I just need to do on the map and I don't really want to show on video. Now, I've got a feeling it's not going to work. Oh, you know what, it might. It's going to work! Oh, happy days, happy days. Get in. Oh. Acceleration sometime today. Thank you. Turbo lag. Oh, that's made me very happy actually. Oh, that's awesome. Sweet. Wow. That's maybe just rethinking, but a lot of stuff to do with that puppy. A lot of stuff. How are the cows doing for food anyway? I'm probably gonna need to make up some grub for them. Need to probably put some straw back in there for them as well. Just thinking, sort of conveyor belt systems. I'll need to clean this little spot up too. Speed bump. Ah, that axle articulation though. That's amazing. I love that on mods. Alright, now we need some wheat, because I've made it so it'll take wheat. I don't think I put it so it can take barley. I may end up doing that, putting barley in there as well. And that'll need about 10,000 litres of that. I think it's 10,000 across the board. Oh wow, yeah, we're a little over. So we'll go run that up into the mixer. Now I consider that thing fairly realistic. Some pig farms that I've heard about, and it's information that Silver.tv has told me, which he's spent some time on a pig farm in the past, where generally they make their own food on site. They've got systems to mix it up and stuff like that. Kind of like mixed rations, I guess. So I'm glad I've got this unit. It's a farm simmy version of one of those type of systems, but it works. And I guess if it works, it works. And that's a bit of FPF drop there. I get it, this map has got a little bit of that here and there. Power! The steam's popping off there. Reminds me of a steam train with the noises that thing makes. Yeah, it's got plenty of water. Now will the trigger do the same here? Yep. Zip. Oh, that didn't take 10,000. I may have already had some in there. We'll see what it's at. I'll just put this over here. Get off the tractor. So 9,000, yeah, 10,000 across the board, I think. 8,000 on the border. And we have 33,000. No, 333 of the actual pig food right there. And there's a steam popping off again. I'll shut that down, and we won't bring that back yet. Yeah, this is working. Hello. What are you doing? Have you just been going in circles? Better not have. Or are you getting ready to do a headland? What is it doing? I guess it couldn't find the course on. That's weird. Wonder how long it was going around like that before I caught it. And that's why it's important, when you got stuff on courseplay, keep an eye on them. It's really playing the manager game. Alright, we'll drop this, fire up the other 35. The original 35 we had on the map. And connect this up, this should be empty. So what we'll need is switch it on, get into our old Themi, bale spike up. So we're going to need 2 silage and 2 hay. We won't be using the straw as a binder. So like I said fairly recently, I love this little tractor. Thing's amazing. Now I'm gonna have to double check, but the bale should be okay coming out of using seasons. That's the thing, I think you can just stop using seasons whenever you want, but going back to seasons is when you cause the issues, yeah. That's all good. So we'll grab the 2 at the top here. In reality, what I should be doing is bring the next load down at the same time. And of course, because I'm going to be using these, that didn't take, that did take, we can spike them and not worry. Gotta lift them off the ground a bit so we don't bottom up when we come down here. Or bottom out, should I say, the bales, and rip them apart. There we go. One thing I didn't do yet is straw for the pigs. So they won't be particularly happy. Boom. I do like that mix and ratio thing that goes up on the top there. It kind of... I think the box for the spread or the mixer should be slightly smaller, the trigger zones for them, from that mod. That one, if anyone's interested where that is, I think it's in the mod spreadsheet, because this is an older map, but it's from the mod hub. Nothing special, literally all it does is remotely tells you what percentage of stuff you're at. I don't need it myself anymore, because I remember that it's 2 of these and 2 of them, and we got 100% mixed rations. Ba-da-da-dink. Like so. So you can see the percentage was off a hair, but nothing too crazy. I'll leave that running because we will need it for blowing straw into the cows and everything else. And we can switch it off if I remember correctly. Shift H, is it? No. Hey, what's that? Oh, that's it. Left control 1. There we go. That gets rid of it. Of course, we've got it in the F1 help if it needs be. Now, I'm going to tactically, or tactically? Yeah, I guess is a word. I'm going to wait before putting this in here yet. I want to actually get this as the thumbnail for today, and then we've got no cows. We just got one floating around, so we'll wait. We've got another one coming in. We'll pull out the... Actually, I wonder if we can put the straw blower on the 240 is going to be a little small for that. I really don't want to be putting on the huge John Deere, but may have to. Seems strange, but it's the only spare tractor that we've got suitable for it. I guess we've got the T-dub up top though. Yeah, actually, that'll be better. We'll jump in the T-dub. Oh yeah, it's doing the headlands now, sweet. I'll leave the trailer up here. I'll probably forget about it, but we've got the telehandler, so I should see it. And I'll use this to blow the straw. Seems a bit overkill, but it will do. I just don't want to take the rear weight off the farmer where I know I'm going to need it, putting 2 of the Hestons in there. Oh, actually, no, we've just got those straws. Bales. I could have done it. Never mind. Never mind. Yeah, we've got a couple of cows in there. So what I'll do is I'll see if I can get my thumbnail. Quick run over and see what we can do. Well, for the first time in a while, I think that thumbnail actually turned out terrible. Sometimes I can just pure luck go, yeah, that's going to be pretty cool. Nah, I think that turned out like crap. So I may have to stage a thumbnail for this video. Don't particularly like doing that. But if needs must, needs must. Maybe I have to crop it in a certain direction. Times like this, stuff we're doing, we're looking after the animals, so how really could I convey that across to you guys? That's kind of what we're doing in the video. Now I could just put the RX in the thumbnail again, sure. Ain't going to though. Haven't really focused on that today. Yesterday's video, sure we did. And of course we can't forget the sheep. No doubt they need looking after as well. Now to begin with, I want to put the straw into the pigs, then we'll go over and take care of the cows. What's this one? That may make a good thumbnail. Or not, because, well, that's them done already. They should hold more straw than that, surely. How much did that actually take? Because that was literally what you guys just saw and bam, done. 100%. Oh, they barely take any straw. Not even a full bale. Cows, they're still good. Wow. That sucks. I would say we got a good amount. Oh well. It's still showing 2 full bales. Alright, we'll go across and hook the tyre up onto this. This is really the utility tractor of the yard. I always sort of tend to use one of the small tractors, 240, or the Universal that we got up at the store just for the hell of it. Nope, it's this one. This is our yard tractor. 100%. Right, so what this is doing is this will push it back into the troughs. So the guy I like to do personally is I get close to the trough to make sure it's actually gone in there. Bump into the Ford. And then we'll head back over to the pigs. And then we'll take a run down to the sheep and see how they do. And then I think that shall be a video. You can see how it kind of pushes it. Now because this is full, I may have goofed a little and it may not take any. Did it leave a huge pile? No, it didn't. Sweet. Level that back up. And we'll take our drive down to the sheep and see how they're going. Chances are we may need to do some funky manoeuvring to move the pallets off. I can see they're having quite a bit. I always think that's our field, but no, we don't own that field. Shame we don't. This one right here. I love this as a sheep pasture too. It's huge and open, which is typically realistic for sheep pastures. There's the RX working away. Definitely enjoying that tractor right now. Featured it heavily in yesterday's video. Thought I'd end up doing the same today, but glad that we've done sort of caring for the animals today. I think these type of videos, I don't think, now I'll ask you guys, the animal type work, do you see many people doing it? Because I don't watch farm sim content. When people believe me when I generally say I don't, this is one thing, but I actually don't. I get bored of watching farm sim content. And I think I speak for most of the farm sim YouTubers when I say this is, we play the game so darn much, we really just do not want to watch the game. Yeah, we'll jump in and watch other people's live streams because we're interacting, we're having fun, we're making jokes and making fun of people. And as far as the person who ever streaming, we all do it. But actually, when it gets down to the nitty gritty of watching a video, doesn't happen that often. I was going to say it doesn't, because it does from time to time, very rarely. But definitely not constant. As I've said before, game channels, there's not many I watch. I'm more into sort of automotive and firearms channels, to be quite honest. Alright, so we look down at the pallets there, okay? And that's really going to conclude today's video, believe it or not. Quite happy how the progress of this one. Now we're on to Dusty Cove tomorrow. I'm not sure what we're got to do on Dusty. I think really it's just sorting the fields out now and getting the ground cultivated. And partially, yeah, I'll have to fast forward at some point for winter. So if that's the case, yeah, we'll soon be planting winter wheat and barley. Where is the RX anyway? It's not in the water, is it? Actually, where is it? Oh, it's all the way over there now. So I hope you guys have enjoyed, and we'll be back tomorrow, I guess, as well. Please leave me feedback about doing the animal work when, as I've said several times recently, when West Coast is officially released and I can make content on it. That's how the plan's going to be on that map, is go straight in on the animals. So I hope you guys have enjoyed, and until next time, catch you guys later. See ya.